Rob has been on the show before. We like looked at some PragerU fucking videos and stuff in the past. I know you guys are familiar with his work. He's known for trolling the cons fairly regularly, and he did that also today. So I wanted to just react with you to a video that you sent in earlier of Alex Jones. Alex Jones freaking out because of the tweet that you tweeted out. What was the tweet? If
Well,
you
it's
don't,
not Alex. It's not Alex Jones himself. It's the other guy.
oh, okay. Well,
The
I
like
thought it doesn't matter. Infowars
the
freaking
B
out.
team. The B team.
Oh, the B team. Damn, they didn't get the A team for this. Okay, hold on. Let's take a look at it really quickly. Let me just pull that up, and then we can react to it together. And I'm gonna screen share it with you as well. Infowars. What is it?
Okay, am I going to be able to see it on my phone?
Yeah. Oh, you won't be able to. Anyway, but you'll
Yeah,
be
it's
able
okay.
to.
I can listen. It's fine.
Damn, dude. Why are you on your phone? Why aren't you doing this on your
Because I'm on the road right now, Hassan. I'm doing shoe leather reporting right now.
Oh, really? Where are you? Are you?
I'm at an illegal voting center here on the El Paso border, and just making sure that all the caravan people have their social security numbers and IDs that we've set up for them and stuff. Just making sure that all that's running smoothly.
Oh, this is so incredible. Okay, this is serious. Elke is asking, can Rob send me an SSN so I can vote? So Rob is a big illegal voter. He's
Yeah.
also, and I've mentioned this before on the stream as well, but like just to refresh you guys on this, Rob not only is a big illegal Canadian voter, but he also is famous for wanting his daughter to date an MS-13 gang member rather than a Republican, which I personally think is an admirable thing to say, and I agree with him. I think his perspective is completely correct on that one.
Yeah.
So that was that got him on Fox News a bunch of times, and then today I don't know how you keep doing this. Like I don't know how you keep doing
Neither
this
do
where
I.
you just fucking tweet shit out and like people don't even look like they don't even look. They don't even check to see like what is this guy's
I
deal.
know.
Your Twitter header, if I'm not mistaken, is literally from the fucking Fox News coverage of your previous tweet. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna pull that up right now. Actually, it's just madness to me that like people don't even check at this point, and they just. I guess I don't know. I
Well,
guess it's like a win-win
the thing that
situation.
the thing that I've realized in the thing that I've realized in dealing with these like right wing media people that are really immersed in this right wing media ecosystem is that if you tell they want what they already believe, if you give them something that confirms what they already believe, no matter how ridiculous it is, they'll believe it. It's like anything that kind of like confirms that confirmation bias that they already have. It doesn't matter how stupid it is or how like I'm not even trying at this point, but they'll
Yeah,
believe it
I
because
mean,
it,
dude, your fucking
it
pinned
confirms what they
tweet.
already believe.
Your pinned tweet
Yeah.
is literally you. I would rather my daughter date a member of the MS-13 and a member of the Republican Party. And someone saying, "Are you the stupid fuck that wrote this?" And you say, "No, that was someone else." Okay, sorry. Have a nice one. Your header is the Fox News coverage of your fucking tweet. That tweet that went viral and like freaked Republicans out. And then so yeah, today Rob had another one. Rob had another got 'em boys moment, and he where is it? I'm trying to find your tweet right now. Oh, he had another tweet here where he said, "Hey, so I've already used up almost all of my American Social Security numbers on voting illegally, but I've got a few left. If someone is working on a close race and is short, DM me and I'll hook you up." Thumbs up emoji. And fucking it got on 4chan. And of course, as soon as it got on 4chan, it got on Alex Jones. And as soon as it gets on Alex Jones' show on InfoWars, even though it's the B team, it will most likely fucking get to Fox News. I mean, I don't know. But it's just madness to me that these people are so fucking stupid that look at the 4chan. They aren't even hiding it anymore. Tomorrow is the start of the Civil War. Get your guns. Like,
Yeah, that 4chan thread is absolutely wild. If you go into that, there's a bunch of people like, I think he might be a Jew, like, like trying to.
oh
Know.
yeah. Wait, oh, I remember seeing additionals on there, but let me see. I think oh yeah, here it is. Here are some of the other things that they said. If he's using multiple social security numbers, it means he's voting on behalf of other idiots. Not only is the tweet real, but Jack probably knows about him, and he got to keep his Jew star checkmark. Also, is probably a Jew. I love that fucking obsession
Yeah,
that these people have with like Jewish people trying to control,
yeah,
American the American population. The Democratic Party in Texas has sent illegals documents urging them to vote. Citizen status box already checked, so yeah, they're pretty open about it. Though I don't think this particular thing is real. There are countless other, like, this guy was smarter about it, where he said, like,
Yeah.
oh, well, I don't know if it's real, but there are definitely other ones.
Well, that's the other one that even if the people that don't believe it, they'll say like, well, this isn't real, but it still confirms this thing that I believe because there's other stuff that's exactly like this.
Yeah, it's just so insane. And maybe the caravan was meant to coincide with the midterm elections because if they lose, they now have a literal army ready to attack the U.S. at a moment's notice. How fucking crazy and paranoid do you have to be to think that?
It's pretty wild, yeah. And like we've talked about, like on my show and elsewhere, like these are like starving, disenfranchised people that are like, fleeing persecution and violence and stuff.
That we caused, that we are literally responsible for, including Ted Cruz's aide, who petitioned the fucking the Honduran government, and like is partially responsible, which Ken will talk about later. Ken's coverage like unpack that a little bit, and we'll get to that in a moment. But it's just madness. It's madness that like these people are like, I wonder why they're trying to come to the United States. I wonder why their country is ravaged by violence and poverty without thinking about, without ever considering the U.S.'s role in that.
Yep. No, that's never really a concern to them, is it?
No.
And it's just like, no, I think the more likely scenario, not that, we rubber stamped a coup that threw this country into chaos, that these people that are all fleeing. What I think is the more likely scenario is that Jews are paying to bring these people to America to destroy the white race. I think that's probably the more likely case of what's happening here.
No, of course it is. That's got to be.
How do you make that leap? It's crazy. It's crazy to me how you make that leap.
Okay, well, let's take a look at this video coverage. You're not going to be able to respond.
Get prepared and save up to 50%.
Holy fuck! All right, I didn't realize that like Infowars had its own fucking ads. That shocked me.
Joining me in the next segment is Scott Pressler.
I don't know if you can hear it or not. Can you hear it?
I really admire Scott for his political activism.
There's like a Pete Davidson segment first. You got to skip that.
And it's the Amish dipshit. It's the dipshit with the Amish beard cut who
exactly.
Can't grow a mustache, so he shaves it off, and he just has the beard. Very terrible facial hair choice, sir. Very terrible look. Look at that.
I'm not really in a position to criticize anyone.
Rob, you can't see that right now. I know we can't screen share, but everyone who's watching right now, look at this fucking guy's hair, dude. Look at this guy's not hair, but like look at his fucking facial hair, dude. It's so terrible. Such a terrible choice. Anyway, let's get right into it. What is it like? Oh, they do the Pete Davidson thing. They fucking virtue signal.
After Pete Davidson.
Okay, and I think right after the Pete Davidson thing is
That's
over.
what you get.
Okay.
But it doesn't even stop there. Now, I don't know what you want to think about this.
Yeah.
This is some guy, Rob Rousseau, some leftist based in Canada. Now, again, I was turned on to this tweet because, again, this is
Because I troll 4chan when I'm not watching hentai porn. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I was fucking put on this.
Verified Twitter leftist who's mocking Dan Crenshaw for losing his eye. But
guilty as charged.
After seeing that, I went and I looked at this sick individual a little bit more. And I found
sicko,
this
Rob.
A sicko lib.
From Rob Rousseau. Now, I've never heard of this guy. He says, and he's a Canadian. He says, so I've already used up almost all my American Social Security numbers on voting illegally, but I've got a few left. If someone is working a close race and is short, DM me and I'll hook you up. Now, look, I don't know if this is real or not. This could be a joke. I went down as far as I could reading this guy's tweets to find out if this really was a joke. And he never made any implication that this was a joke. He said other such things.
How could you tell?
But then you go read all the comments under this tweet, and it's people saying the same stuff. I'm Canadian. I voted for Beto. One guy says he voted for Beto 10 times. So
these guys are so fucking stupid. Yo, I love the top-down look, dude. It's one of my favorites, dude. It's absolutely one of my favorites. When they do the top-down look, when they like fucking look at the tweet, like they can't pull it up, dude. All right, all the Destiny boys in the chat, tell Destiny I'm gonna call him in a second after Rob. Oh
Yeah,
shit.
the
came
printed
off.
out tweet is just classic.
Yeah, it's just so ridiculous, dude. Anyway,
So
let's keep going.
why is it that Canadians are bragging about getting involved in American elections? Now, if it
Good
was
question.
Russians, it would be a mainstream story. But since it's Canadians, I guess nobody wants to investigate it or talk about it. But again, it just shows you how out of touch with reality people are when we say the Democrats are the ones engaged in all this election fraud and election meddling, and they say, no, that's the Russians. That's the Russians. And you say, wait, you're
It's
right.
exactly
It was
the
the
same
Russians
thing.
that held a Hillary Clinton parade that got publicized and promoted by CNN, and Michael Moore did a live stream from it.
So it's
Never
pretty much the
happened to
exact same thing.
InfoWars.
Those two things.
Never happened to any Republicans.
Nope.
Then you have Bobby Lee. This is Hollywood again. Donald Trump
Yeah,
tweets out.
that's the end of that, I think.
So they're saying like it's not actually like the Russia stuff's fake, but your tweet is real,
Yeah.
right? Is that did I get that right? I love
Well,
that.
it's kind of a just asking questions. It's like, maybe it's fake, but
I
if
love
only
the
there was a way
just
for us to-
asking. Yeah, I love that. I love that.
if
so
only there
much.
was a way for us to find out whether this guy was messing around or not. It's impossible to tell. It's impossible.
It's not. First of all, it's not, and that's precisely the difference between like actual journalism and whatever the fuck they do at InfoWars. Like, and like I'm a commentator, okay? I'm not a journalist. Like everyone here knows that. Everyone here knows that I have a perspective, and I talk about it and whatever. But like, I'm not gonna sit
same.
around and like fucking disseminate unsubstantiated claims or very obvious fucking parody tweets. But these guys don't give a shit, and that's why it's incredibly dangerous. And that's part of the reason why I don't fucking care that they got kicked off, because they consistently kept doing this, and it was not only damaging the political discourse, but it was also obviously threatening across the board, including targeted harassment campaigns directed at survivors of fucking school shootings, dude. I mean,
or the families of fathers of kids that were murdered.
yeah, just madness,
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that so many people still to this day try to make the freedom of speech argument and like make it seem like this is a freedom of speech conversation. But anyway,
well, I mean, I can't believe 2 years into the Trump era we're still having these stupid, inane, fucking pedantic arguments about free speech. I mean, like, look around at what's happening. When you look at like what conservative media, like not just InfoWars, not Breitbart, but Fox News, but like, mainstream conservative media, how it's radicalizing people, how it's like melting people's fucking brains.
yeah.
And like convincing people that they live in this alternate reality that just doesn't exist. Where all these fucking conspiracy theories are all true, and you have just like busloads of Canadians coming down to Texas and voting 20 times for Beto O'Rourke. Like, it's absurd. It's absurd on its face, but these people believe it. And a big part of that is because conservative media for like 20, 30 years has been laying the groundwork for exactly this kind of situation. And it's a big fucking problem with America. Like, you have like a big chunk, not a majority of Americans, but like a pretty significant chunk that are just immersed in this conservative media shit all day, every day.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're supposed to reach across the aisle to these people? We're supposed to reach out a hand in friendship? Like, how do you can't even talk to them? You don't even live in the same reality.
Well, I mean, according to the fence sitters, the radical centrists like Tim Pool, for example, who suspiciously always find themselves siding with Republicans for some weird reason. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. It's a crazy coincidence.
Yeah, it's just always a coincidence, of course. But they're liberals. They, according to them, it's the exact same. The people on the left are crazy and violent, and also so are the people on the right. The people on the right are also crazy and violent.
Well, I mean,
in the same exact way, and that's why. I mean, you have people like fucking Jake Tapper in mainstream outlets like CNN, who is supposedly the epicenter of liberal mainstream media lies. It's the Clinton News Network, and you have Jake Tapper, one of the most famous fucking anchors on there, constantly, even on election day, talking about fucking Farrakhan. Like, who gives a shit about what fucking Farrakhan has to say, dude? Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah, like, Is he? He's not. I don't believe he's running for any House seats. Like he's not.
He has no political
power.
power.
There's no Democrats that are beholden to him or listen to him in any way. It's just completely fucking absurd. No, but here's something about like CNN and sort of mainstream corporate media that I think about a lot. And you'll notice that like whenever something happens that really justifies them to pounce on the right and start covering the right as like a real serious threat, as which they should be doing,
they always back away.
They'll always back away and find an alternative on the other side to balance it out. And I'll give you 3 examples. Okay, so last year, right after Charlottesville, when a fucking Nazi killed someone in broad daylight in front of everybody, millions of people, and you know that I remember really thinking at that time, like maybe we're kind of turning a corner here, right? Maybe like they're gonna start to kind of take this serious. And like a week later, like the main conversation a week after Charlottesville was the looming specter of left-wing violence and Antifa, and like, ooh, are these radical anarchists like and like this is after a Nazi fucking killed somebody. And this cycle repeated again a couple months back when the sort of family separation story broke, and that was getting a lot of airtime. A lot of like media hours were devoted to this. And again, a week later, after that family separation thing, the conversation was, are we being too rude to Republicans? Are people in restaurants being too rude to Trump administration officials? And then this time it's the exact same thing. We've had 3 fucking right-wing terrorists in the last week blowing people away in Kroger's, mailing pipe bombs, shooting up a yoga studio. So maybe we should start talking about the threat of right-wing violence. And what are they talking about? Louis Farrakhan. That's what they're spending their time talking about. And it's pathological with them. It's every single time. Every single time they've got something to report on. When it comes to the right, they'll bounce back and they'll find some fake, stupid bullshit on the left to balance it out.
It's always a totally fucking dumb example too. It's never like a nearly identical thing. Like, especially because, look, if you consider the rhetoric, right? If you consider, let's say that we are looking at it on a fucking flat, logical playing field. Like, let's say that, you know, Maxine Waters saying like confront legislators is identical to Donald Trump being like punch people, like literally fucking punch people, right?
I will pay for your legal bills.
I'll pay for your legal fees, like punch people. America's greatest threat right now is like mainstream media, and then all of those people get fucking mail bombs sent to them. And then there are people who like have felt emboldened by Donald Trump's racially charged rhetoric or racist rhetoric to outwardly, you know, spew this like anti-Semitic and also racist propaganda. They go into Kroger's or they go into fucking churches or synagogues and kill people, commit awful hate crimes. Where is the fucking left-wing violence beyond like Steve Scalise? If you look at it, if you look at just purely numbers, okay? If you look at it just from a purely numbers perspective, 75% of the domestic terror incidents in this country are caused by far-right extremists. Where is the fucking far-left extremism? Where are the leftists going around shooting people up? Where are the leftists going around sending bombs? It's ridiculous.
Even when they talk about Farrakhan, I mean, yeah, Farrakhan is a bigot and he's a homophobe and an anti-Semite, absolutely.
And also completely not related to the left, not even related to the left ideologically, and not related to the left with power even.
Let's just like give it to them. Let's go on their turf and say that, yeah, okay, he is. Where are the Farrakhan people going up and shooting up synagogues? Like this is just not even happening. Like even if he was some prominent left-wing figure, and yeah, he's a horrible person, he's a bigot, he's an anti-Semite, but he's not inspiring fucking mass shootings of Jewish people that are trying to pray. That's Donald Trump. That's Fox News. That's the right. That's where the violence is coming from.
Absolutely, dude. Well, anyway, we have a bunch of other guests coming on, but thank you so much for coming on, Rob. I know you have a party to get to, and I don't want to keep you any longer than you've been here. Thank you for illegally voting and all of your contributions to American democracy. Thank you for fighting the good fight.
I do what I can. Yeah, I do what I can, Hassan. Thanks for having me on. And if anyone wants to track me down online, not the FBI or anyone like that, but like someone who like thinks that I'm cool.
Well, they're coming. They're gonna be fucking knocking on your Canadian door sometime very soon. Not the FBI, maybe like the CIA, I guess, because you're Canadian. But
it's fine. It's fine. It's all just a joke. Anyway, you can find me on Twitter at Rob Rousseau. And please listen to my podcast. Hassan just came on my podcast last week. It was a really, really good episode. It's called 49th Parahell. It's kind of a little bit about Canada. It's a little bit about my take on American news and stuff like that, and cover the far right and conservative media. And check it out. The episode with Hassan is really good, but I've got a bunch of other.
You're like, it's really good, but
cool
there's a
guests coming
lot
up.
better ones.
Yeah. That was on the weak side, that one, but it does. No, that's not true. It was very good. It was excellent. So please come listen to the podcast. Come say hi to me on twitter.com. Don't yell at me. I got enough of people.
And you can if you go follow Rob, he will teach you how to vote illegally with different social security numbers that he's acquired. So, that's
happy to help out with all that stuff.
Yeah. Download the free social security numbers. All right, thanks, Rob. Thank you so much, dude.
Thanks, Hassan. I'll talk to you later, man.
All right, bye.